Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through our source material today, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and skip our usual agenda. I really don't want to spoil a single twist of what we are about to unpack. We're looking at a story that went massively viral on Reddit, leaving thousands of readers completely stunned by its conclusion. It starts out like a sweet romance, but as we peel back the layers today, you'll see it descends into this dark, terrifying mystery that hits uncomfortably close to home. Okay, let's dive into this. That's the man who ruined my life. That is the chilling moment everything just shatters. But to really understand the true weight of that accusation, we have to go back to the beginning. Part 1. The perfect first love. And this brilliantly illustrates just how different their worlds were. For our narrator, life was pretty quiet. At 21, he'd never even experienced his first kiss. And honestly, he believed he was destined to spend his entire life alone. Then along comes Emily. She brought this pure, innocent milestone of first love into his life. But Emily, she carried a heavy, devastating reality. When she was just 14, a grown man subjected her to a horrific attack in a dark alley. It was an absolute, unforgivable act of violence that she survived, but understandably never forgot. Our narrator, who was just deeply in love with her, promised her she was finally safe. And this profound, perfect trust really blossomed between them. Part 2. The childhood photograph.
So a few weeks go by, things are going so beautifully that he invites Emily to meet his parents. But the night before this big family dinner, his mom sends him a simple, seemingly harmless Facebook memory. It's just a childhood photo at the beach. You know the kind. The narrator, his brother, his mom, and his dad, all smiling. He shows the picture to Emily. Instantly, her face turns ghost white. Her hands begin to tremble violently. She grabs the phone, zooms in on the face of the narrator's father, and whispers, "That's him." She just breaks down crying, realizing the attacker she sees every single time she closes her eyes has literally been standing right behind her boyfriend in this photograph the entire time. She throws the phone across the room, locks herself in the bedroom, and refuses to come out.
This wasn't just a breakup, guys. This was a terrified escape. By the next morning, she had literally climbed out of the bedroom window to get away. By the afternoon, every number was blocked, every picture of them together was deleted, and by nightfall, flight mode was fully activated. She had vanished completely. Part 3. Digging for the truth. Left in absolute shock, the narrator drives straight to his parents' house. He tells them everything, but both his mom and dad deny even knowing Emily, claiming they've never seen her. But their reactions, they just feel off. They feel hollow. So desperate for the truth, he creeps into his parents' attic that night and starts tearing through old family boxes. Deep in those boxes, he uncovers an old, yellowing newspaper clipping. The headline screams, "Local businessman questioned in assault investigation." Right beside the text is a picture that looks exactly like his father. But the article states there wasn't enough evidence and the case was closed. His absolute worst fears were suddenly taking a very tangible, very real shape right in his hands. The narrator confronts his father with the clipping. His father doesn't deny it. He doesn't panic. He just grabs the newspaper, throws it into the fireplace, looks at his son with dead, cold eyes, and says, "Some people deserve what happens to them." The narrator leaves the house without saying another word. Part 4. The warehouse conspiracy. A full week of agonizing silence passes before the narrator finally gets a text from Emily. It says, "Don't contact me again unless you want the truth," with an address attached leading to an abandoned warehouse. When he arrives, Emily and her mother are waiting. They hand him an old photograph showing his father standing alongside 3 other men. Now, what's really interesting about this image we're looking at is what's on the back. Scribbled in ink are the words, "They all got away." Emily's mother lays out the horrifying reality. This wasn't an isolated incident, and his father wasn't acting alone. Multiple girls had accused this exact same group of men, but every single case vanished. Key witnesses mysteriously changed their statements. Crucial evidence completely disappeared from police custody. The system was entirely rigged, from top to bottom. Nobody was ever arrested, and nobody was ever charged. Emily tells the narrator she still loves him, but every time she looks at him, she sees the face of the monster who ruined her life. And with that, she leaves. He never sees her again.
Part 5. The 3 a.m. visitor.
Emily is gone forever, and the narrator's life is in pieces. But, you know, when you uncover a secret this dark, the people keeping it don't just let you walk away. 3 months after the confrontation, the narrator's father completely disappears. No warning, no note. The police have absolutely no idea where he went. Then, the late-night phone calls start. Unknown numbers calling in the dark, and when the narrator answers, nobody speaks. He just hears slow, heavy breathing before the line goes dead. So, the crucial point is how this creeping paranoia becomes a terrifying reality at exactly 3:12 a.m. The security footage captures a blurry figure standing outside the narrator's apartment door. He doesn't knock, he doesn't try the handle, he just stands there, perfectly still, in the dead of night for 5 agonizing minutes. And even though the image is blurry, the narrator recognizes the silhouette. He recognizes the posture. It looks exactly like his father. He is being hunted by his own flesh and blood. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, and leaves us with one deeply unsettling thought. You think you know the people you sit across from at the dinner table. You think you know your family. But what would you do if you found out someone you loved had a secret this dark? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next explainer.